Hello everyone. Let's begin the next chapter. This is the third chapter from physics, but in your textbook it is mentioned as the chapter 13. So if you are looking for this chapter, just go on the chapter 13. You will get the chapter motion and time. As it is the first lecture of the chapter, so let's see what the things we come to know today after watching this lecture. We will come to know about the motion and different types of motion. So let's start motion. What is motion? If we're talking about motion, the we can say that any object is in motion if it's changing its place in its surroundings with respect to time. Means if any object is changing its place with respect to time, with a certain time, we can say that the object is in motion. So we can say that an object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its surroundings in the given time. Students, for motion we always consider time. We cannot leave it. Okay, so it is very important. Now the next one is motion is always observed and measured at a point of reference. As we all know that the movement or the motion is also the characteristics of the living beings, so we can say that all living beings shows the motion. Non-living things also shows the motion, but it cannot move by itself. It can move only when we apply some kinds of forces on it. So we can say that non-living things can also shows the motion if any kinds of forces are applied on it. Clear? So you are understanding what is motion? Now come to know about the types of motion. What are the types of motion? Students, if we are going to categorize the motion, there is the large category, but simply we can categorize into the two types. The first one is translatory motion and second one is circular motion. Clear? What is translatory motion? Translatory motions is of two type, that is rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. If any object is just moving on the straight line, on a straight path, we can say that it is showing rectilinear motion or straight line motion. You can see that a car moving on the road, if road is straight and car is moving on it, the movement of car will be straight line motion or rectilinear motion. In the same way, the soldiers who are doing the march past, they also move on the straight line. That's why the movement of the soldiers doing march past is also rectilinear or straight line motion. Now come to know about the curvilinear motion. Curvilinear motion, as the name indicating, that if the object is just showing the motion in curve path, means the path will be not straight, it will be curved. So if the body moves along a curve path, then it is said to be it is moving on the curvilinear motion. Clear? Now the next one is circular motion. If an object is moving in a path which is circular, okay, or it is just making a circle by moving, we can say that it is just showing the circular path. Clear? An object is said to be in circular motion when it moves around a fixed point called its axis. Here you can see the examples also. In the both examples, the object is just showing a path which is circular. So we can say that these both showing the circular motion. Now types of circular motion, if we are talking about that, there are the two types of circular motion, that is revolution and rotation. Okay, we can say that revolutory motion and rotatory motion. Let's see what is revolution and what is rotation. When a body as a whole moves in a circular path, its motion is said to be revolution and the body is said to be revolve. Clear? The whole body of the object is showing the curve path. As you can see that the earth which moves around the sun. Okay, the whole body of earth shows a circular path. That's why the motion of earth around the sun is a revolution motion, and we can say that earth revolves around the sun. Clear? So the motion of revolution is shown by earth. Now the next one is rotatory motion. When a body undergoes translatory motions in such a way that its path cover the different distance in the given time, it's said to be rotatory motion. Clear? In other terms also we can say that if the object is just showing the circular path moving around on its axis, if the object is moving on its axis and showing a circular path, we can say that it is showing the circular rotatory motion. You can give the examples that earth rotates on its axis, that's why earth can show the rotatory motions, as well as the fan which rotates on its axis. If the fan is moving, you can see that fan, the blades of the fan also shows the circular motion, but the it just show the circular, the whole body of the fan doesn't show the circular path, only the blades of the fan shows the circular motion, means circular motion, that's why it is said to be a rotatory motion. Clear? So the thing we got that earth shows both type of motion, that is revolution as well as rotation. Some more examples you can write by yourself. Except these two types of motion, means translatory motions and circular motion, if we are talking, there are some other types of motion which we are going to study further. In that, the first one is random motion. What is random motion? As you have seen that in circular motion, the object moves in a circular path, means its direction was like a circle, and in curvilinear motion and rectilinear motion the direction was straight as well as curved respectively. Clear? But there are some types of motions also in which the direction is not fixed, means they can move in any direction, it is not completely fixed. Like when you see the birds flying into the sky, they sometimes they move straight, after then they take the curve path, they can show the circular path also, they can show the zigzag motion also. So the direction is not fixed, they show a various types of the motion. These kinds of motion are said to be random motion. Okay, so if we are going to define random motion, we can say that the irregular motion of a body in which the direction is not fixed is called random motion. Clear? Now the next one is oscillatory motion. Okay, oscillatory motions, if we are going to define, we can say that when a body moves to and fro about the fixed point, it is said to be oscillatory motion. To and fro movement means back and forth movement. An object is showing a back and forth movement, we can say that it is just showing the oscillatory motion. Examples, you can see that the simple pendulum clock, if you have at your home, you can see that the pendulum clock also, the pendulums of the clock also always show the back motion and then forth motion, again back motion and then forth motion. So these types of motion on a fixed axis, suppose this is the axis, on this fixed axis is always show the back and forth movement, that's why it is known as oscillatory motion. Clear? The another example of swing you can also give, that the swing also show the back and forth motion. If you have any time ride on the swings, you can see that it always show the back and forth movement, means the object which are showing the go to and fro movement or back and forth movement, they can suppose that they are having the oscillatory motions. Clear? Now the next one is periodic motion. When the same motion repeats itself after the equal interval of time, we can call it as a periodic motion. Suppose periodic motion in there is no need to be confused about the oscillatory motion and periodic motion. Oscillatory motions always show the back and forth motion, while the periodic motion always repeats its path again and again at the certain interval of time. For example, if you can see that the needle of second in clock, okay, the needle will show the seconds in clock, it always show a circular motion at the 60 seconds, it always repeats it at each 60 seconds, it always repeats its path. So the motion of needle of the watch is periodic motion. In the simple way, similarly we can see that earth also shows the periodic motion. Clear? because it always takes the same time to revolves around the sun. It always takes the 365 days, 8 hours for revolving around the sun. That's why the motion of earth is also a periodic motion. Clear? We can say, students, there is a point to be noted that all the oscillatory motions may be periodic motions, but all the periodic motions, it is not important that they will be oscillatory motion, because in period oscillatory motions it may be that they can show the back and forth movement at the certain interval of time, at the fixed interval of time. That's why in the certain time it can repeat its path, as we can see that. But in periodic motion, it is not necessary that object always show a back and forth movement. That's why periodic motion is not always the oscillatory motions, but oscillatory motions may be periodic motions. Clear? Now the next one is vibratory motions. Students, sometimes in oscillatory motions the whole parts of the body shows the back and forth movement, but there are some types of motion also in which the particular part of the object show, only the particular part of the object show back and forth movement. This type of movement is known as, this types of motion is known as vibratory motions. Clear? Sometimes the whole object doesn't show the to and fro movement, but the part of it shows the motion, such as the motion is called as vibratory motions. This motion is actually a very fast to and fro motion. Clear? All the musical instruments shows the vibratory motions. During this motion a change in shape and size also takes place. If you can see that the motion of the strings of guitar, so the whole wire of the whole string of guitar doesn't show the motion, only the parts where we applied the foot, it shows the back and forth movement. This type of motion is known as vibratory motions. Clear? So if we are summarize the whole lecture today, we have read about the motions as well as the types of motion. In that we have read about the translatory motions and then circular motion. In translatory motions we have read about the rectilinear motion, and the next one was curvilinear motion. In circular motion we have read about the rotation as well as revolution. Then after some other types of the motion we have read, that is random motion, and then periodic motion, oscillatory motion, and the last one was vibration or vibratory motions. So this is all about the type motion and its type. In the next lecture we will continue the chapter. The next topic we will start, that will be speed. So till then it is suggested to you or advised to you that you can read the chapter completely and solve the table number 13.1 which is given in your book. It is based on today's lecture, so just solve that also and have a good day. Thank you, students.